And welcome in there, Jims and Jimettes, to another exciting episode of the DAAAgenerates podcast. No voice crack there this week. We worked on that one. Episode 137 on the docket. Honestly, just going to be all Bears Lions today. A little bit of gambling, a little bit of fantasy, some games that we like from week 10 for sure. But yeah, no, just going to be really football heavy. Kind of went, maybe I guess I could have saved that wrestling little thing for today, but who cares? That's just how that's just how we do it over here at the That Generates podcast. I'm rambling as I always do. My name's Nick Johnson, one half of the podcast, and as always, the other half, uh, Wild Bill. How the hell are you?
We're doing fucking great today. Happy Wednesday. You know what that means. Sky Blue live on fucking Dynamite tonight. I'm gonna be watching that episode from the fucking bathroom. Um we had a fucking great day. Nice easy day at work. Got out early, came home, did some laundry, cleaned up the house, even took a fucking nap. And I'm not a big nap guy, so
Big nap
fucking
guy over
pretty
here.
woke up. It was some shitty weather today, a little chance of fucking rain. It ended up being a beautiful day. So, I fucking can't complain there.
Not at all. Not at all. Yeah, no, just same here. Same here. Went to work, no problems. Dropped some stuff off and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I know you got right as before we hit the little record button, you sent me something, or you started talking about it. This list that you said CBS Sports just put out. What's up with this rankings? What's up with
Yeah.
this power
So,
rankings? Maybe like you said, we'll get into that, lead into other stuff. Go ahead.
yeah. So obviously everybody, ESPN, Sports Center, Fox, blah blah blah. They post their NFL power rankings, power rankings for Week 10. And I'm just looking over the list, and you know what? The top of the list looks pretty good. You got the Eagles at one, Chiefs two, Vikings three, Bills four,
The
Cowboys
chalk, you got the
five,
chalk up
Dolphins
there,
six.
obviously. Yeah,
Exactly. But I'm looking towards the bottom of this list, and um, they have the Bears. They have the Chicago fucking Bears ranked 30 out of 32 teams, which just it really fucking bugs me because you and I and a lot of Bears fans, we watch and we see how this team plays, and they have been playing better. This offense has looked great. Justin Fields is a stud, yada yada yada, but still not getting that national recognition that I think the Bears do deserve. I'm just gonna name off, right there at the 32 spot are the Texans. 31 Panthers. I mean, I think the Panthers should be dead last. I don't give a fuck if the Texans are 1-6-1. I think the Panthers are the worst fucking team in football.
yep.
Bears are at 30, and then I'm just gonna name off a couple teams that are above the Bears that I think are arguably worse fucking teams than the Bears right now. So at 29, we got the Raiders. 27, we got the Lions. 26, the Jags. 25, the Steelers. 24, the Colts. At 20, you got the Saints. And then at 18, feisty team, scrappy little team, like we always like to say, are, the Washington, almost did it again. Washington fucking Commanders football team, whatever you want to call them. They're sitting at 18. So, I'm looking, and of course, I just read this now. It's a list put together by senior NFL writer Pete Prisco, who that dude's just known around the NFL world as a fucking dumb fuck anyway. So, whoever, Pete Prisco, CBS, whoever approved that fucking power rankings, it's just here on Facebook. Obviously, you can read all the comments, see all the reactions to it. There are like over 1,000 people who reacted with like the laughing face to it.
Yeah,
So,
just
you
knowing
just
it's
know,
bullshit.
like,
Like there's,
exactly,
yeah.
it's absolute fucking bullshit. So,
And maybe not for
uh,
the reason of the Bears being 30, but just for the other reasons of these other teams just being way too high. I think you said like the Saints are mid 20s, like they're dog
the
shit. I
Saints
mean,
are 20. Yeah, the
yeah, I
Saints
mean
are
that's
20.
it's atrocious. Like if you're just, I mean, maybe it's just us with the bias of being Chicago, being here, Chicago, being Bears fans and all, but that's ridiculous to think that the
How are the
Raiders, who
Lions
just
227?
that, I mean, yeah, just something like that. Like
How?
they're ranked 30. They're last in defensive in basically every single category. It's unreal to hear that. And again, when we're nothing too crazy. We're not great over here about the Bears by any means, but damn, we got some far better weapons, some better bright spots over here than like I just said, New Orleans, who yeah, they got Chris Olave, but that's really it. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
then the
hurting on the
Colts or
defensive
the
side.
Steelers,
Yeah, I
like
mean, even with now even with Jonathan Taylor, if he's going to play or not, even with his little health injury right now, uh, with him there, with him without, it doesn't matter. Like that team sucks with Sam Ellinger. He's awful. He's an awful quarterback. The way this uptick in this offense on the Bears offensive side, that should give you all the reason to rank them all far higher than all of these teams that we just talked about. Even argue maybe even the Packers. I mean, just teams like that. I don't even know where they were at. And yeah, I
Packers are
know.
28 on this
Yeah,
list right
yeah,
here. They're only two spots above the Bears.
and sure, we lost to the Commanders, but when you really get down to it, is it the team or is it really just Ron Rivera working with the guys? Like we said, like we did said this last week that he's a good enough coach to take a personnel and be able to win a few games. And are they better than the Bears right now? I don't know. You run that game back right now, that Thursday night game from a few weeks ago. I think the Bears win it handily. Like this,
Yeah,
it's just
I 100% agree because I mean we look at this list and 13th on the list are the Patriots sitting at 5-4, who the
uh,
Bears mollywopped.
smacked them,
So
smack and
yeah,
not. And again, you run that game back. You could probably argue again. It would be the same exact result. I
yeah,
don't see any difference in what the Patriots have done. The Bears have gotten better with this trade deadline. The Patriots stayed stagnant. They didn't do anything. Yeah, again, they beat the hot Jets, but they were just that. They were red hot at the time. They could cool off at any sort of minute. They're the fucking Jets. That's just a tough division in and of itself. So I don't know. It is infuriating. And I'm glad you brought it up because you see the Raiders who are just falling apart week after week, and you see them get out to such a huge lead on the Jags, and it's 20-7, and then they lose 27-20. Like the Devontae Adams had such an enormous game in the first half. He caught one pass for 0 yards, and that's it in the second half. They didn't do
wow,
anything. They even with 17 touches, I pay attention to him because he's on my fantasy team. But Josh Jacobs got 67 yards and a few catches through the air. He didn't do much. Like this Raiders team, the offense, the defense is struggling. They just got rid of another first round pick from a couple odd years ago,
yeah,
that the
unbelievable.
Abraham guy, and he just signed with the Packers today. Like it is, it's atrocious over there. And just to get in on other guys and other teams and franchises, shit like that, that's just we just like you said, we're glad that some people are actually acknowledging the Bears for
Yeah, yeah,
getting better and being respectable in some sort of way. And while again, right now we're not world beaters by any sort of means, but we're not fucking. You can't just breeze past us anymore. It's still gonna be a fight. Yeah. It's just again. That's thinking good. Like I said,
yeah.
good to get the motor mouth going. We get a little
And
pissed
again, they
off
got
and shit like that. And
yeah, again, they got the Bears sitting at 30 and the Lions sitting at 27. I think this is a perfect fucking segue because I think the Bears are going to beat the fucking shit
yes,
out of the Lions this Sunday. I don't think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be an absolute fucking ass whooping at Soldier Field. I think last week Dan Campbell snuck out a win and he goes into a press conference like, I just want to go out home, put my feet up, and drink a fucking beer. You're gonna need a fifth of vodka after this game, you
oh
fucking
yeah,
goateed fucking big calf fuck. You ever see his calves in the Hard Knocks? Jesus Christ, that dude's got some nice calves. But anyway,
hey
let's
man,
fucking get right into this fucking Bears Lions game Sunday. Noon Fox game. Bears back on
yes.
fucking Fox. So
Yes.
we
Back
never
on
do
track
too
for a
well on
win.
exactly. Never do too well. Noon CBS games, that's not where the Bears shine. Back on Fox at home. Let's fucking give our thoughts on this one. I mean, throw the records aside. These are two young teams, two teams with bright futures, hopefully, and the Bears are sort of trending upward. Lions, you don't know what the fuck where
They're
they're
a wild
trending.
card. They're a wild
Exactly.
card.
So I think this is gonna be an entertaining game this Sunday.
Absolutely. If you don't mind, I'll get right into it.
Yeah, go for it.
This is a win. This needs to be a win for the Bears no matter what. We just threw around this word about the Commanders, but I got it right here in my notes. I don't care how scrappy the Lions are or how hungry they might be, how much grit they have. The Bears with Justin Fields and having, Claypool with another week of practices underneath his belt, they are better than the Lions, who are limping around without DeAndre Swift. It's just plain and simple. It's nothing to take away from Jamal Williams, who should be something that the Bears defense probably takes into consideration. Should be some guy that they actually game plan for, but no DeAndre Swift. That just means that with Swift there, that's a much better team. It's a huge difference.
Yeah.
St. Brown hasn't. He's still a problem. This doesn't seem like he's 100% yet, and they no longer have T.J. Hawkinson, which is a huge boost for the Bears defense to not have to worry about just a big target like that. The Bears, you just kind of made mention to it. The Bears offense is progressing upward, going up against the worst defense in basically every single category. This should be no problem in terms of just scoring, just running the ball, running the score up in general. We got Claypool should be on track for another, not a huge game. I'm not going to sit here and say 5 for 125 and 2 touchdowns. Let's have a respectable game. 4 catches, 50 yards, maybe a score, maybe at least a couple red zone
Yeah,
targets. That's what we want to see.
I was thinking like 6 catches, 72 yards, and no touchdown.
Oh,
That's like a
I'm sure he's
solid.
going to be.
That'd be a great game.
If he gets double digit targets, I would be ecstatic. If he gets 8, 9 targets right around there, catches 7 of them right there, that's what we want to see. That's exactly what we want. Him having 2 passes on 3 targets, that's not going to get it done, but it opened the room of possibilities up for Darnell Mooney, who benefited from that. He had a very nice game. I think it was like 7 for 66. I don't have the stats at the top of my head, but when he's getting open, he's getting these targets. Other guys are open. Same thing with the guy you were mentioning earlier, a couple last episode. Cole Kmet can also be benefiting from.
Allen, start him.
Start him up, pick him back up. But yeah, and it should be without saying that with this being again, defense is worse in all categories. The worst in all categories. Montgomery and Herbert should be in line to fucking cook. Maybe Fields gets a little bit of a break. I'm sure he'll probably get a couple of calls still for him to run the ball, some design runs for him, but give him a little bit of a breather. He's not gonna have to run for his life as we usually say on here. So, last thing on here. While there's going to be room for error, I'm going to hold the Bears accountable this game. There still needs to be that high standard here. Not really goofing off. No, we're not really haven't been getting a lot of flags, haven't been fucking around. So that's been good. So that's good. And I'm glad you said this too. This young team, I had this in my notes as well. This isn't a get right game for anyone. This isn't even anyone's legacy game. This is simply going to be a display of the future to come. On both sides, honestly. We can't be selfish here. The Lions have a lot of young talent. You got to be sitting here and this might be a matchup, maybe even a rivalry that can develop right here. Aiden Hutchinson versus Justin Fields. Hopefully Fields gets the better over here. No sacks on this end. We don't want anything like that, but he's been going off. He had that interception in the end zone on Aaron Rodgers of all people. I know he had a fucking really shitty game, but that first round pick, whatever he was, 2nd overall, he's looking like he's very much worth it and very much could be a problem for years to come. So that can be a very fun matchup to watch. While just Amon St. Brown versus Jalen Johnson. Hell, even that Rodrigo guy, that middle linebacker versus Khalil Herbert. I mean, that could be for the next few years. We could be seeing that. So this ought to be exciting. A lot of fun matchups, but ultimately this should be a 30-14 victory for the Bears. So
Yeah.
keep that in mind. I mean, like I said, as long as everything goes right, as in like just not making mistakes, not getting flags and penalties that we shouldn't be getting, maybe even a couple flags go our way when they actually should be, i.e. a couple of pass interference calls that should have went our way last game, but that's just what happens. Again, it doesn't matter. Can't live in the world of what ifs. So, get a win. This should be a big one for the Bears. So again, just more progress for Justin Fields and all the young guys, like we always say. What do you got?
100%. First thing, and this is non-game related, off the field related, that I'm going to be excited. Always excited when this happens. It's going to be a battle of the St. Brown brothers.
Oh yeah, that's
Equanimous
right.
versus Amonra. They're going to cut to his dad and his mom sitting in the stands. His dad's going to have that half and half jersey like he's always had. I remember, I think it was Thanksgiving, Packers Lions a couple of years ago. He had the half and half jersey. It was like the front half and the arms were like the Lions, and then the back and whatever were the Packers colors. So that's always cool when you get whether it's the Kelsey brothers, you get the Watt brothers, we got the St. Brown brothers. It's always, a couple weeks ago, maybe not a couple weeks ago, end of the regular season in the MLB, we had the Nola brothers face off against each other. Maybe it was in the playoffs, actually. No, yeah, it was in the playoffs. It was the Phillies Padres, NLDS, and the catcher.
Yeah.
No, the catcher Nola, I don't remember his name, got a hit off his brother Aaron Nola pitching for the Phillies. So I always like seeing
Austin
cool
Nola, I
shit like that.
believe.
Austin Nola, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Austin Nola gets a hit off his brother. And obviously, these two aren't going to be going up against each other because they're both playing the same position. But it's always cool. It's always cool to see things like that. Family members, cousins, especially brothers, playing each other at the highest of, professional level. It's cool for the players, cool for their families, cool for their friends. And it's just a fun thing to see for the fans at home too. So,
Oh yeah.
looking forward to that. But as in terms of on the field, um, I expect a fucking ass whooping. I really do. And that's not just the fucking hardy, fucking go lucky, fucking rah rah Bears fan in me. And maybe part of it is, but realistically, like this Bears offense is clicking right now. And the Lions are struggling to fucking put up points right now on offense. I know coming out of the fucking gate, they looked good, putting up 38, 36, 24, and then 45, but then they get shut out against the Patriots, only put up 6 points against the Cowboys, 27 points against the Dolphins. But I mean, Dolphins defenses look like dog shit. And then you only put up 15 against the Packers. So just looking at the trends of both of these teams' offenses, I expect the Bears to come out and run all over these guys. But more than that, I think the run game. Obviously, the Bears have the best run game numbers wise in the NFL right now, which is great. I want to see Justin Fields do it through the air. And
Yeah.
as awesome as it is to see these rushing touchdowns and to see him breaking records held by all time greats like Michael Vick,
No, that should all those rushing plays that we end up doing throughout the game, those should all be insurance plays. That should all
exactly,
be
yeah,
because we weren't able to move through the air. Otherwise,
yeah,
a guaranteed 4 or 5 yards every time the Bears run the ball should be the go-to. I
yeah,
mean, yeah.
100%.
Sorry, go ahead.
I want to see that fucking, I don't know, 28 for 36, 300 plus yards, three touchdown performance through the air for
Yeah.
Fields. We haven't seen that yet. And we've seen using his feet, he's one of the most electric, I'm not even going to say quarterbacks, electric football players in a fucking league right now. So, but when it comes down to it, he's still going to have to throw the ball and make those throws. And, it's not going to be this year. It might not even be next year. But when the Bears are contending, you're going to have to throw the ball. That's just the way of the NFL nowadays. You got to air it out. You got to be able to put up fucking big chunk plays, big points, and most of that shit comes through the air nowadays. So this is the perfect opportunity for Justin Fields to do that. He's been taking these steps week by week by week. We fucking hear people on the radio, on TV, and the news, and everyone's talking about Justin Fields and how fucking good he is. Bears fans and non-Bears fans, like we said, Michael Irvin was going crazy talking about fucking Justin Fields the other day on Sports Center, ESPN, whatever the fuck it was. I want to see that fucking next step now, and that's got to be a fucking dominant performance through the air. I want to see 300 plus yards. I want to see 2 or 3 touchdowns. I want to see no fucking interceptions, and he's been doing a great job of that lately. I know a couple interceptions. Against the Patriots, one got tipped. The one against the Redskins, yeah, I called them the Redskins. Fuck you. That one hit off someone's
I
helmet,
think
got tipped and picked off.
the only
But
mistake
he,
last game was the punt that turned into a
yeah,
return.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
mean, if
So
you
I
just
mean,
keep
he's been
the
doing a
special
perfect
teams,
job.
yeah.
He's been doing a great job of not turning the ball over, but that's also with limited passing. So I want to see a 30 plus pass attempt performance. And I just want to see him light it up through the fucking air and just show everybody that he's not just a fucking the next Lamar Jackson, which a lot of people are comparing him to right now. Oh, he's just a running back or he's a quarterback, playing or running back playing quarterback, whatever. I want to see a fucking dominant performance through the air for Justin Fields, and we've seen how the Lions have played. That defense is dog shit, other than Aiden Hutchinson. And our boy Malcolm Rodriguez, I think the little
Yeah.
linebacker, I think that's his name, Malcolm
Yeah.
Rodriguez. I think he's actually hurt. He might not play this weekend.
Oh.
which is, I mean, good for the Bears because that dude's
He's a
he's a
dog.
feisty little fuck. He is a feisty little linebacker for the Lions. But that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see out of the Bears. I fully expect to fucking win. Bears are 3-point favorites in this one. I'm gonna fucking hammer that -3. And I want to see a good performance through the air with Fields. 300 plus yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Take that fucking next step.
Taking the 3, I like that. Do you like the over at 48? I believe it is. Uh,
I do, but I like the 3 more just because the
okay,
Lions they're so inconsistent on offense, they might not score.
okay, that's
You
fair
know,
enough.
it's just they might not score.
Yeah, no, if that's the case, I'll just take probably the Bears team total, maybe. It's probably lingering around
Hey,
like
hey,
27, 27 and a half.
these fucking Bears overs keep going up and up and up.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah, they
good
do.
sign.
I mean, it's a mixture of just their offense is clicking, and it's just we haven't really been able to stop anybody. But I'm sure this will probably be the game where we're able to get some stops, get some turnovers, get some picks, get some maybe force some fumbles in some sense. I don't know. I don't know what really the extent of how much we're gonna see of DeAndre Swift is, but when he is out there, they do throw it to him or let him run. I just was able to pay attention to him. A guy I was going up against him in fantasy. But I mean, he was a yard away from scoring a touchdown the other day. So just shit like that. So you got to pay attention. Like, while he is going to be
Yeah, and then he
limited,
got vultured again.
exactly. While he's going to be limited, he's going to be out there. He's going to be utilized. Again, there's just some guys that you're gonna have to watch out for. But I know deep down inside, no one really believes in Jared Goff. Not going to be in the dome, so he's not going to get his guaranteed 2 touchdowns to look forward to. But yeah, just uh, this like again, all everything is in line for the Bears to get a win. Should be a dominant win. Should be a dominant performance on really both sides of the ball, and
Yeah,
just going to be. Yeah, I'm not going to really backtrack what I said. This isn't going to be a legacy game by any means, but Fields putting up 350 to 400 scrimmage yards, that would solidify. And that, again, it shouldn't be anything of the sense. It's not going to be, again, not world beaters or anything. It's just the Lions should beat them. But I don't know. It's going to be very promising, and a lot of people are going to turn some more heads if Fields has another
yeah.
huge game. He's in the top 5 of a lot of fantasy rankings this week, and for good reason. He's running the ball with his legs. He's got, obviously, we just talked about the 170-yard game on the ground, throwing, completing touchdowns, and just not turning the ball over. So, not huge passing yardage, but let's hope to turn that around. So I think that's gonna be all good. Did you ever have anything really else on this ball game right here, other than, like I said, just getting a big Bears win? We'll take the spread. We'll take the point. I'll take the points. So I'll take the 48. I'll take over
Yeah,
on
I think
that.
we pretty much hit everything. We just expect a fucking ass whooping. I want
Yeah.
this. I know you said earlier this game means nothing. It's not a legacy game, but I think it is
No, no,
for
not means nothing.
individuals.
Not it. All
It
the
is
games mean
for
something,
Yeah,
obviously, but
this is for Justin Fields in this offense.
yes,
Continue
no,
to take these steps forward. And I
exactly.
know it's the Lions, but if you go up and you put up fucking 40 points and 500 total yards as an offense against the Lions,
Yeah,
people are going to have to start respecting the
that's
fucking Bears.
that's
And
just where
that's something
we.
we've never had.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's just where we are right now with this little, I guess, this little leeway period we have with Fields. Is it's not that it doesn't mean nothing. It's just if we win, it's good. It doesn't points us all in the right direction. If we lose, it's still like, oh, we're still young, we're still this, we're still that. We can kind of maybe get away with it. I think it's still good. I don't know. I think losing to the Lions right now, it's still going to be a very very big negative on the report card when it all is said and done on looking back on the whole year and everything. But uh, I think yeah, okay, yeah. It's not that this game doesn't mean nothing. It's all full, like it's all the future. Everything's not going to be on display. Everything of what could be, everything that we want to manifest. This is going to be a big game for, like I said, just making sure that Fields is our guy, continuing that narrative of everything, and just everyone else is going to be able to benefit from that. Like I said, hopefully a big game from Claypool, Mooney, Komet, and then huge games on the ground for everybody. Herbert, Montgomery, and Fields. So loving that. So
I'm just looking. Something popped up on my Twitter here. Tua Tungavailoa got 17,000 votes in the state of Florida for their what is this, governor? Not governor.
Yeah,
That's not governor. Whatever Marco Rubio is running for, that position. Tua got 17,000 votes in the
that's
state
awesome.
of Florida. How funny is that?
That's great. That's classic Florida move. Uh yeah, I mean, you got to go with the guy you trust. If you trust Tua, I'm all for it. That's fine. I voted for Allen a couple of years ago for a Cook County Treasury or something like that.
Oh
Get him involved
no.
with the money. Who knows? Maybe you can count it. Who knows? We'll figure that out. Uh, we got some games in week 10. I mean, if you're good on the Bears, I am too. Like, we can look forward to just games that we're going to be looking for, games that we want to watch, games we're excited about all week 10. I actually I got a couple of them. Got like 6 of them right here, but I'm sure you don't really need to gloss over every single one in depth. I'm sure just introducing them and just a little light talking about them is just fine. So, did you have
Yeah, for
anyone
sure.
that any one of them that point spit out you right away that are just like, I need to watch this one?
Yeah, we could go over it real quick. I got a handful of games as well. And I think it's just Sunday early morning from Germany, Seahawks
Yep,
Buccaneers.
that's on
This
mine.
is this is a must win for the Buccaneers in my mind. And I feel like, they scrapped out a win last week against the former Super Bowl champs in the Rams. I was about to say the St. Louis Rams. I don't know why my mind was going there.
You're
They
just stuck in
I know
2012
it's
right now.
2006 in my head right now. What the fuck's going on? They scrapped out a win at home against the Super Bowl champs. Rams struggling, but still to beat a team like that in a close game, it's always impressive. But it feels like this Seahawks team right now does not stop. They find ways to win. DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett receiving, or just they're both having great years. Kenneth Walker's come out of the draft. Rookie season has just been putting his offense on his back. Um, and this is a tough game. Like, you never would have thought at the beginning of this season, this is going to be a tough game, but obviously I'm going to be watching it because you get an extra 3.5 hours of football on Sunday. So that's always a fucking plus.
Oh
Plus, it's
yeah.
from Germany. Always like, wake up. I probably won't watch the first half of the first quarter. I'll wake up at 8:30, start tuning in around 8:45. I think I have to because I got Tom Brady and Evans fucking.
Mm.
Unfortunately, I have to start them. But I do think
Bye
this is a must
weeks.
win for the Bucks. Yeah, yeah,
Uh
yeah. I do think this is a must win for the Bucks, and it's going to be a pretty good matchup against the Seahawks. So, I'm gonna take the Bucks in this one.
Yeah, I actually like that play. I'll probably take the spread -2.5 and whatnot. I'll agree with you. Must win for the Bucks. They kind of had a must win last week against the Rams and just didn't win as convincingly as they should have. Definitely another opportunity for them to get that almighty, just fucking dominant win that they should be. You already named off the weapons, and Kenneth Walker's going crazy. DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett benefiting, even though, from just getting balls passed to him from Geno Smith. He's actually having a nice season. But I'm sure the Buccaneers defense, they can put a stop to that. They can put a huge damper on that. It's just a matter of if the Buccaneers offense is going to be able to move the ball and actually produce in the red zone, stuff like that they've been struggling on all year so far, and it's shown in their record so far. I'm sure guys like Godwin, Evans, and if he's good to go, I don't even know. Maybe, probably not Russell Gage, but I don't know. Julio Jones on their list, and even their rookie tight end that just got involved. They're all going to be looking forward for that. I heard Leonard Fournette isn't really all too excited seeing the Rashard White taking some of his snaps. So watch out for that. I don't know if that's going to continue, if maybe they do a 50-50 split, or if he's actually going to be getting his usual touches, but something to keep in mind. But yeah, just the Buccaneers should be getting this win. I know, like you said, Kenneth Walker, he's been a huge factor, but again, this defense is going to put put some huge emphasis on probably stopping him and just stopping the key guys. I'm sure having like is it Will Disley, their fucking tight end or something like that. They're
Yeah.
probably not gonna worry about him all too much. So just look for that. I'll be up in the morning. I'll be watching that game for sure. But yeah,
I
that
feel
should
like
be
from
good.
here on out, the Bucks have just all must-win games.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean,
No.
and
Yeah.
looking at their remaining games, they got the Browns, the Saints, tough one against the Niners. They got the Bengals in there, but they also got the Panthers, Falcons, and Cardinals thrown in there. So, tough 2 games against the 49ers and the Bengals. This team already has 5 losses. And the Falcons play the Panthers this week, tomorrow night, Thursday, and I think that's going to be a fucking win for what is this? Rangers and Braves make a fucking trade for Jake Odorizzi. See you later.
Oh wow.
Odorizzi going to Texas and Colby Allard, left-handed starting
Going to
pitcher, coming to the
Texas
Braves.
where careers go to
Go
die.
to die, yeah. So,
Yes.
you already got 5 wins. That fucking frisky Falcons fucking team. Oh, look at our little F side drop right there. They're 4-5. I expect them to get to 5-5. They're still going to be contending for that division. Who would have thought?
You think the
Tom Brady
Falcons are
and
going to get
Mark.
this Thursday night win?
I think so. Yeah,
I
I
think I
really
know
do.
you talked about how dog shit they are. I think the Panthers are just going to scrap one out. I think this is going to be an ugly, and I mean fucking vile, foul,
Bet the alternate
disgusting game.
under at
Oh
20 and a
yeah.
half is what you're saying?
Yeah, probably something
Okay.
like that. This is beyond like a kissing your sister type game. This is I don't even
This is
know.
sniffing your sister's ass game.
Oh yeah, after a fucking dirty Taco Bell fart or something like
Oh,
that.
dude, yeah.
I know this is just gonna be a disgusting game. The only
But
thing I'm
hey,
gonna, I
yeah, yeah.
no,
It just this the trend of this Falcons team just hanging around and finding ways to cover and win games this year. This the Bucks don't have a fucking safe ride to the playoffs, and
they do
especially
not.
winning this division.
Yeah,
So
they
they
are the
gotta,
dirty birds indeed. This has
yeah,
been weird. It's
they
weird,
gotta
weird,
start winning
weird.
some fucking games.
Yeah, I know. PointsBet will be giving us another free bet. PointsBet code SYS9. As far as making it, I don't have it off the top of my head of what my little parlay would be, my same game free bet parlay, but one of them for sure I see right now, Cordell Patterson over 55 and a half rushing yards. I'll take that. He's gonna have probably another monster performance. Like I said, he probably heard that I was hating on him, so he's just here to shit on my life or something like that. I don't know. He's gonna. I think, like I said, regardless, he's gonna have a nice game. I don't know if the Atlanta Falcons win, considering they just don't like to run the ball or don't like to pass the ball. I think guys like Drake London, I've dropped him in my fantasy league. He's completely not. He's just not viable at all in fantasy
Yeah,
anymore in my mind. Even Kyle Pitts, he's like that. He probably drafted him really high, but he could probably be riding your bench half the time right now. So you can't really drop him necessarily, but it's still just not what you want to look forward to.
Kyle Armpits. That's what I like to call him
There you
because
go.
he stinks.
Yeah. Smelly pits. What was it? They're going with PJ Walker again, even though Baker Mayfield came in halfway. Even though this Panthers squad is all over the fucking place. I don't know. And again, they're getting Shuba Hubbard back. Still have Deontay Foreman. We'll see if that turns into a 50-50 split after Foreman really just had a stinky game. Oh, excuse me, stinky
Fuck
game
him.
up against the Bengals. So we'll see how that goes as well. That was kind of actually one of my games I wanted to preview on, so I'm glad that we kind of just sat on it for a little bit. That was, I don't know. I feel like the Panthers not a huge bounce back in any sort of way, but I think they can probably end up getting a win. It's just gonna be fucking disgusting. But yeah, I'm not gonna
Yeah, I
put my heart
mean,
and soul
so
into
I,
that
I
game.
was gonna say someone has to win that game. Wouldn't be surprised if it's a tie.
Yeah, yeah.
Thursday night tie. Oh my
This should
god.
have been the game that like
Jeff
one of
Bezos is gonna be calling fucking Goodell. I want my 13 bill back
yeah, this should have
now.
been one of the London games. This shouldn't have been a Thursday night game where I have to watch this.
Yeah, I
It's
mean, even it's
disgusting.
Thursday night, but it's still
Yeah,
fucking prime time, and
yeah.
everyone's gonna be watching this, and no one wants to watch this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to watch
Uh,
a 30-second clip of this in a halftime of the Bears Lions game. Like that's when
absolutely.
I want to watch this game.
That's probably the only amount
The
of
one
offense you'll be able to
touchdown that's going to
see.
be scored, that's what I want to watch.
Yeah.
The 2 yard fucking run by Chuba Hubbard, I'll watch that, and that's all I need.
Yeah, that was exactly. You're
What
exactly
a
right.
fucking name, too. Chuba Hubbard.
Mhm.
Oh,
A game I do
Ugh.
want to watch though, Vikings versus Bills. I think this is actually going to be good. We're looking at a 7-1 versus 6-2. Possibly not having Josh Allen. The return of Case Keenum is maybe in order. And remember the last time you saw Case Keenum and Stephon Diggs was that Minnesota Miracle. And they're going up against the Minnesota Vikings, so maybe a little revenge
Oh,
game, a little revenge
jeez.
is involved in this. So again, I'm not stepping. I'm a Stephon Diggs owner in fantasy. I'm not going to be. I have to start him. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. Even if Josh Allen does or doesn't play, other guys like Dawson Knox and Gabe Davis, I wouldn't be excited about. So maybe just keep that in mind. But I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna keep my eyes on this game. I think it went from -6 to -4 for the Bills, just because of Josh Allen probably not being involved. Still, the defense is looking pretty good on the Bills, but this could be a back and forth game. This is definitely one of the prove it games that we were talking about for the Vikings. They've had a little lax of a schedule. They've been beating some teams that are coming back on some teams that they probably shouldn't have been down on at all. So, look for Vikings and Bills to be maybe a little bit of a barn burner back and forth. Maybe again with or without Josh Allen there. I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue. Anything on this game?
Yeah, Josh Allen, as of today, still hasn't practiced. Coming from the coach's mouth, it doesn't sound too good. McDermott said day to day. When in my mind, when guys say like terms like day to day and we'll see, it's just not really positive in my mind. And that's exactly what he was saying about Josh Allen. Yeah, I really hope so. I'm a Diggs owner too. In one of my leagues. Yeah, to all of everyone in the family league, you're all fucking donkeys. Still can't believe you let me get Jefferson and Diggs back to back. Thank you. But yeah, this is gonna be a fucking hell of a game if Josh Allen does play. It's gonna be a letdown if he doesn't play because it's one of these games where you want to see two of the best teams in the league. Two great offenses. Both of these teams know how to move the ball like no other. And you want to see him at full strength, full
Yeah.
health, because this is a big game. This really is a big game for standings, for potential seedings come
Yeah.
playoff time, and for a
Yeah,
potential
obviously for both.
bye.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
for a
not
bye,
it
for a first round bye for both
it
teams.
doesn't
So
seem like it's a shoe in anywhere on that AFC East that you can get any wins. You got the Dolphins are still red hot on the Bills' tail if they're not even still tied. I'm not exactly sure. I know the Bills actually obviously have that week 2 win over the Bills or something like that. So
yeah,
uh all these wins still very much important. I keep saying the Bills are just head and shoulders above everybody else, but without Josh Allen, that's that way different story. And of course, we already saw the Sunday night game with the Packers. The Bills defense can be run on. So Dalvin Cook still going to be a viable start in fantasy. You're obviously going to start Justin Jefferson no matter what. And then on the flip side, like you said, I'm good with starting Stephon Diggs. I'm not going to go out and what would it be, stream Case Keenum in any sort of direction. I would need to be in a 16 man league for something like that. But I don't see that going on anytime soon. But stuff like I don't know, maybe Adam Thielen could be a flex start. I'm maybe just saying that because of my bias, but I mean, I would also look for some pivot options on that. I don't know. That's still there, and even like a guy like T.J. Hawkinson. See, maybe even about that, he had like 9 or 10 targets last week. He caught like 7 or 8 passes. Just you always hear about guys getting switched on a trade, and you're like, oh, maybe they need a week. Didn't seem like that was too much of a bother for T.J. Hawkinson. Got right into that same little role. So could be a good game. I'm not gonna sit here and say who wins and whatnot. I think it'll be pretty nice and a little exciting. I think it'll be a fun game. Uh, Other ones I liked, we went over the Falcon. That was for I'm gonna maybe a possible sleeper game of the week in the Browns and Dolphins. I don't know if you had this one on your docket, maybe something to pay attention to. Could be a lot of fantasy implications. A lot of guys have a lot of guys there. So Nick Chubb, maybe Kareem Hunt for some people, but Amari Cooper is going to be a good go. Also looking at other people, obviously Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, probably Tua Tagovailoa, blah, 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 and then even you gonna have to flip of a coin, Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson Jr. Jeff Wilson Jr. looked pretty good, and it was a dead 50-50 split on their touches on the ground, but against the Bears last week. So something to look on that. Something to look forward to in that if you're a fantasy guy in that game as well. But again, shock. I don't have the numbers in front of me. I believe the Dolphins are favored. I think they're minus 180 on the money line. I just have that in one of my parlays, but I don't know what the spread is entirely. This could be a high scoring affair. Could possibly, the Browns actually move the ball pretty well, and we've already saw how effective having Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle on a weekly basis is. So it's going to be fun as well. Any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, just looking at the lines, the Dolphins 3.5 point favorites, minus 190 on the money line,
Rough
48
toast.
and a half over under. I think if the Browns are going to win this game, there's one way they do it. They pound the fucking ball. I mean, you've seen the Bears run all over the Dolphins last week, and yeah, Jacoby Brissett is nowhere near a Justin Fields, so you sort of you don't have to worry about that quarterback running, which that can mess with a lot of defenses out there. But Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, uh, they can run all over this
Oh,
defense
Hunt's in line for, or excuse me,
if they don't come to play.
yeah, Chubb is in line for a huge game. I mean, that's just if the writing's on the wall, if it was 178 for Fields and another, I don't know, 40 and 20 for Montgomery and Herbert respectively, Chubb's gonna have no issue. And then I'm sure maybe Kareem Hunt, maybe vultures a touchdown or two when he gets down
Yeah.
into the red zone or something like
Yeah,
that.
they're gonna have to pound this fucking ball. They're gonna have to let that clock tick, and they're gonna have to keep this explosive Dolphins offense on the sideline.
Yeah,
I know it's tough playing in Miami. It's 100 and fucking who fucking knows degrees down there. You just come out there and you run that ball and you keep that Dolphins defense on the field as much as you can. The longer they're on the field, the higher your chances of winning.
yeah.
So just keep pounding that ball. Be fucking physical with them. Let that clock tick, and keep Waddle and Hill off the damn field. I think that's the recipe for victory with the Browns.
Yeah, I think we saw with this acquisition of Bradley Chubb, it helped. It just didn't solve everything on their defensive side, on all their defensive woes for the Miami Dolphins. So again,
Yeah.
looking like a pretty solid game right there. I got two more. If
Yeah,
maybe
I got two more as well. I think we might be thinking of the same ones here,
are
Jeff.
we thinking the Sunday night game, the Chargers and Niners? Is that one of
Yep.
yours? All righty.
Yep.
Yeah, no, shoot, go ahead. What are you thinking on this one?
Chargers, Niners. This is going to be a fun game. Two California West Coast teams Sunday night. Chargers. Coming off a big win on the road last week. I don't know if you saw the clip that was going around, but Kyle Van Noy, their outside linebacker, he was mic'd up, and it was right. It was 17-17 right before the game-winning kick. And that was like a rookie kicker, I think, or they just signed him because their starter was injured. And Kyle Van Noy went up to Khalil Mack and a couple other guys on the sideline, and they were like, or he's like, I know I'm mic'd up, and this is gonna sound terrible, but what's the kicker's name again? Nobody knew the kicker's name,
Oh
and
my god.
yeah, then
To
his
be
last name
fair,
was
they are like it would probably they're almost in different worlds when they're on the practice
yeah,
facilities. And if he
yeah.
just got there, again, even more of like a reason like, who is that again? I'm sorry, it's not Michael Badgley, it's not Eddie Pinheiro. I don't know who the fuck that is over there. I don't,
Yeah, his last name Dicker, Cameron Dicker, and everybody on the sideline was calling him Dicker the kicker, Dicker the kicker. That's how they knew his name. And Kyle Van Noy wasn't believing everyone. They're like, "No, you're fucking with me. Now you're fucking with me."
That's
But hey,
good.
they squeezed out a fucking win last week. That hopefully can get this ball rolling. They got a fucking big win last week with no Keenan Allen and no Mike Williams. Eckler's just been putting this offense on his back. Justin Herbert has been picking it up as of the last couple
And
weeks.
Josh Palmer had
Yeah,
like 8 for 103 or something like that. So he had a nice
yeah,
game as well.
yeah. And
Yeah.
then on the flip side, I mean, it looks like all cylinders are clicking for the San Francisco 49ers. We saw what McCaffrey did 2 weeks ago on that offense. Debo's healthy. Kittle's fucking finally healthy. Jimmy G's not turning the damn ball over. This is just going to be one of those games. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm actually going to take the Chargers in this one. I know, Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
mean, they're
take the
getting
Chargers to win
7.
this
It's not
one.
the worst. I mean, if you're
Yeah,
getting not the worst, not the best, it's going to need to be a huge step up for Justin Herbert. That's going to be the
yeah,
telltale
and that's
sign.
exactly what I'm hoping
He's
for.
been
I'm hoping.
struggling.
Yeah, I really think I do believe in the Niners still. I still do think they're gonna win that NFC West this year. But I just think this is gonna be the game where the Chargers sort of step up and take that next step forward. Herbert sort of had a on and off season this year, and going into the season, a lot of people sort of were prematurely putting him in that elite category, and he hasn't really looked elite all this season. So I think this is the game where he finally, maybe calm some people down. The sports card collectors aren't going to be selling off all their fucking Herbert cards
Yep.
anymore.
Fire
And I think
sale, fire
yeah,
sale.
I think the
Yeah.
Chargers are going to actually get this win on Sunday night.
That would be good. Yeah, 7 point dogs right now. You're probably going to get a nice little juicy, little probably plus 200 or so on the money line if you went ahead and hit that up right now. But yeah, I like that. Probably going to have some good guys out there. I know Gerald Everett. He wasn't really there, but he's one of the guys that just he's not hurt, so you're able to throw to him. Same thing, Joshua Palmer, and I'll be looking forward to Austin Eckler. Absolutely, fucking just just getting all sort of fantasy points for me. He's my favorite. Uh, yeah, and on the flip side, San Fran, you got all sorts of weapons. This is going to be fun. It's just going to be again, just all's really going to lie on both of these quarterbacks. If Justin Herbert's having a really good game, then the Chargers going to be involved and actually going to be in the game. Their defense is actually keeping them close and in games. Without them, they probably would have lost pretty badly to the Atlanta Falcons on last Sunday. So it's good on them. Khalil Mack actually being worth the move that he was actually done for. So that's good on him. But yeah, just George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, possibly a healthy Debo Samuel going in, and maybe even Brandon Ayuk, all weapons. But it all falls on the shoulder of Jimmy Garoppolo as long as he's not fucking around turning the ball over. Then the Niners could probably win, maybe not get the 7, but they'll probably actually win. Just on paper, they're just the better team right now, just with Mike Evans and Keenan Allen not going to be there. So I don't know if Keenan Allen's not going to be there necessarily, but Mike Williams probably still out for the next week or
Yeah.
two. So that's looking pretty good. And if you are in the same realm as me, we got the last one on here is the Monday night game. Was that the last
Yeah.
one on your docket? Yeah,
Yep.
Commanders Eagles, mostly just up there because we're watching this perfect season unfold right before our eyes. But we were kind of saying this right before we went on. This could be one of those games where the Commanders not just cover the 10.5, but they can probably be in the lead, maybe towards the end, maybe even sneak this one out just because of the divisional matchup. So we said it. We love one of our words of the day when a Pee Wee's Playhouse that would be jumping up and down. All of our fucking chairs and shit would be going crazy. You said the word of the day. Scrappy young team Commanders. Brian Robinson Jr. got shot, but that's not going to
Do that
work.
again.
uh, so you got the guy. I mean, you got him running on the ground. I'm sure Antonio Gibson only really shows up when he's going up against divisional matchups. He loves playing against the Cowboys. Loves playing against the Eagles. Against the Giants. Who knows? But
Brian
uh,
Robinson got shot.
yeah, you could say that again. Then Terry McLaurin as well. Scary Terry. I think he's going to be there. But again, all signs are kind of pointing in the direction of the Eagles should win the game. They're obviously favored in every single one of their games from here on out on their schedule. So it makes tons of sense. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, all sorts of running backs down there. Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, Kenneth Gainwell, and the running back that's running quarterback right now in Jalen Hurts, looking pretty good. So Monday night, maybe plan for an upset. I'm gonna take the 10.5 down.
Yeah.
I'll spoiler alert a couple of my gambling picks I kind of already have, but I'm gonna take the 10.5. Maybe even the money line. I see it plus 375. Not the worst thing to throw it on. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Anything on this Monday night game?
Yeah, it's just this Washington team. They find a way to fucking beat the Packers a couple weeks ago. Ugly one, but they do beat the Colts, and then just lose a tough one to the Vikings last week, where the Commanders were leading that one late into the fucking game, and the Vikings just offense sort of clicked it into drive, end of the game, game winning field goal there. But they're still in it. They were in that game with a very good Vikings team. And Monday night, on the road at home. Nobody thinks the Commanders are going to win this game. 11-point underdogs. This is a trap game. This is a fucking trap game if I've ever fucking seen one.
If they were
And
close with the Texans, then I mean, this is
yeah,
right here. They're always going to be fired up. Like I just said, divisional matchup. This should be pretty good.
yeah,
Uh,
and the Eagles are gonna have that target on their back the rest of the way out. As long as they have that big fucking zero in that loss column, teams are gonna want to beat them that much more. So, yeah, this is Riverboat Ron. He's gonna fucking scheme up some game plan. Hopefully, slow down Jalen Hurts in that offense, in that crazy run game they got
yeah.
over there. But I'm definitely with you taking the 10 and a half, 11, whatever the fucking line is right now. I think this is going to be a close game than people think.
I think that's exactly right. Not just Riverboat Ron. I think it's just because Taylor Heineke is not a better quarterback. He's a
He's a better
better he's
quarterback.
a better game manager
Just say it.
than
Just say
half
it.
the league.
Just
What?
say he's better than Wentz.
Of
He's
course
better.
he's better than
Oh,
Wentz.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought that's what you were
Oh
alluding
no,
to.
no, no! Of
Okay.
course, that's what
Okay.
everyone's better than Wentz. I mean,
Yeah.
I would it's maybe Wentz is better than Matt Ryan, but that's just
Me
your
at the Turkey Bowl, I'm
yeah.
better than Wentz.
Fuck yeah, yeah. Get my arms stretched out. I could probably, maybe get a little bit more accurate. I've never thrown a ball in my life. But yeah, just like I'm saying, that's not the thing. Just Taylor Heineke is just better poised to be a better. Like I said, not gonna rely on him to win the game necessarily. He's just gonna not fuck up the game. I think
Mm-hmm.
better than other quarterbacks can. So uh, if that's a compliment, I hope it is. It's just that's just my justification right there for that. I think Taylor Heineke is better than what other people are poising it up to be. He has a very good connection with Scary Terry McLaurin, and as long as Brian Robinson Jr. and Antonio Gibson, they seem to be splitting basically even keel when it comes to rushing attempts. As long as they actually just move the ball productively on this very very gruesome tough Eagles defense. I mean, I'm gonna be rooting really for just for a low scoring affair if it's gonna be Commanders win in general. But uh, yeah, I mean they're poised to actually just get a win, score some points, not a bunch, but as long as they just don't fuck up, they could turn into a win for the Commanders. It's
Yeah, and it
not gonna
feels
sit here and put
like
my balls on the line before by any means, but could definitely, like you just said, be a trap game.
Taylor Heineke is really saving Terry McLaurin's fantasy season right
A
now
bit,
because
yeah,
beginning of
yeah,
the year, Scary Terry, people drafted him. They were ready to jump out a fucking window, and now the last couple of weeks with Heineke starting there, they definitely got a connection over there. So Scary Terry fantasy football owners maybe rejoice a little bit,
a
and
little bit.
yeah, because
Not
they
completely out
definitely
of the
got a
woods, not completely out of the cave with where, depending on where you drafted him, it's going to be hard to justify. But yeah, him with Heineke is definitely better than with McLaurin and Wentz. I mean, anybody is better than without Wentz. So I think that's
yeah.
that's pretty good right there. Uh, yeah, if you had nothing else on the games, there was no really added news to the NFL, but did you want to just maybe revisit just the Jeff Saturday news, or did you want to go over our gambling picks while we were just at it? While we were talking about the game.
We could go over to gambling picks while we're
Okay.
just talking about
Yeah.
football
Shoot.
still. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of fumbled that right there, but I'll breeze through mine really quick. I kind of previewed them half of them actually just during while I was talking. I'll uh I'll start off with the Thursday night game. I'm not gonna I'll always get my free pick, my free gambling or my free bet from points bet code SYS9. Usually it's a same game parlay, $2 free bet. Uh One of those legs, like I said, I don't have all of them figured out, but one of them for sure, if I don't take it straight up, I'm for sure going to throw it in the parlay over Patterson's rushing yards sitting at 55.5. He's due for a big game. Like he just came off the IR. They showcase that he's gonna get the ball a lot, that he's gonna score some points. So maybe even throw him to score a touchdown as well, depending on how they get down there and what they do. The Panthers are pretty stinky, like we were already mentioning. Already mentioned this as well. Lions Bears. I'm gonna take the over 48 points in that one. That's sitting at minus 107. Pretty much a pick 'em in any sort of sense like that. Shooting over to the Packers and Cowboys. I'm going to take the Packers team total under. It's hovering right around 17 points. If they couldn't get really anything done against the Lions, this is kind of our justification. We were talking about this earlier. Can't get done anything. Can't get anything done against the worst defense in the league, which was the Lions. What are they going to do up against this fucking just stacked ass Cowboys defense with Micah Parsons running down your throat, and then Diggs probably lurking ready for an interception at any point in time. So, like I said, it's right
Who
around
was the
17.
fucking who was
Oh,
the
God.
announcer a couple years ago who said coming down his throat? Oh, I
Oh,
forgot who it was, but it
Jesus.
was on national TV. Like, oh yeah, coming down his throat.
Probably
I gotta
Troy
try and
Aikman,
find look.
right?
Yeah,
It's always
he
it
looks like
always ends up being him that sends just says something just so
yeah.
ridiculous.
Oh, look at that. Goldschmidt and Judge win the Hank Aaron Award. So
Nice.
okay, there
Nice.
you go.
Nice. But Goldschmidt's been getting a lot of those rewards. He might be getting due for NL MVP right
Yeah, I
there.
think so. That dude
Yeah.
just
He
balled
was
out
he
this
was
season.
yeah, absolutely raking. Finishing up on a couple picks right here. We already like again just mentioned it a little while ago. Commanders plus 10.5, maybe even leaning towards the money line at plus 375. Keep caution, keep a watch out for that. And here's one. Keep a little caution on. You're gonna be looking through this one throughout the week, or probably might be getting the best odds right here, depending on how it goes. So maybe lock in the Cardinals money line plus 105. I know they're looking really bad. So are the Rams, but here's the kicker. Stafford just entered concussion protocol. Knowing the ways that this concussion protocol is going on right now, he might not play this week. So just consider that. If you can get a little plus money is better than no money. So get a little plus money on that right there, plus 105. I think this is probably your best chance to get that again. It might, if he's officially ruled out, Cardinals are probably favored even on the road. So look to that. Last one right here. I got a 4-leg money line parlay. I'll take the Dolphins against. Oh boy, I don't even remember. I'm
The
gonna
Browns.
Okay, Dolphins against the Browns. I'll take the Chiefs against the Jaguars. I'll take the Buccaneers against the Seattle Seahawks in Germany. And like I just said, taking the Cardinals with the plus money right now against the Rams comes out to plus 556. When you throw it in points bet and you get your boost every single day, you get a boost when you do a little 3-leg parlay or more. The boost comes out to plus 615. I'll go ahead and take that to the bank every single time. Lock it in. Those are my picks. Ride with me, fade me, do whatever you want as long as you sign up with points bet code SYS9. I don't care what you do. Bet responsibly or don't.
Or don't. Yeah.
What do you got? What do you got?
I got one little 3-leg money line parlay. Thanks a lot, Bills, for blowing it last week for
Oh
me.
yeah, that
Cocksuckers.
goddamn
Unbelievable.
Jets.
The goddamn Jets. That little Johnny kid must be eating a lot of fucking ice cream over there.
Didn't he get a
But
Sunday
anyway,
boat or something like that? I
yeah,
thought
I
that
know.
was
He
the
got it
viral
was like
thing.
an ice cream cake. He got like a whole
Yeah.
ice cream cake or something. But fuck that kid. I hope he chokes on his ice
Oh
cream.
my god.
We're going Dallas Cowboys. How about them Cowboys money line over to Green Bay Fudge Packers minus 225. We are going Kansas City Chiefs minus 425 over to Jacksonville Jaguars. Kansas City at home. I think they're gonna stomp them. It feels like it's an up and down road for the Jaguars this season. They look good and then they look terrible. They look good, they look terrible. They looked good last week, so they're due to look terrible. Um,
Absolutely.
and then third and final money line, we're going with the Bears
Bears
minus 150 over the Detroit Lions. Those three come out to plus 197. Actually, points bet not giving me an option to boost that right now.
is might
But
be. Are
I
you not
will.
logged in?
No, we're
Ah.
logged in. We're
Oh,
logged in. I
okay.
don't know what the fuck's going on. Not giving
What
me an
the?
option. I'll wait until Friday or Saturday to fucking put it in anyway. Hopefully we get the boost there. I'm guessing it'll be somewhere in the 230 to 240 range, hopefully. But anyway, plus 197 for the Cowboys, for the Chiefs, and the Bears money line. And if that all does hit Sunday, Monday night, we're taking the Washington Commanders plus 10.5.
There we
That's going
go.
to be the fucking play for this week. So there it is. Chiefs, Cowboys, Bears on the money line. And then Monday night, straight up, even money. Commanders plus 10.5.
So I got you right here. You got plus 197, like you said, with the three leg with the Cowboys, the Bears, and the Chiefs. The boost gets you to plus 218 right there. There you
Oh,
go.
that
And
just
then when
made
you
my dick
go ahead,
move.
there you go. You go ahead and add the Commanders, and then you boost that plus 313 plus excuse
Ooh,
me, plus 1,312. The daily boost turns into plus 1,453. Again, that's when you add the
ooh,
Commanders to that three-leg parlay right there.
damn.
Again, code SYS9. Got to be 21 and over. Got to be in Illinois, Iowa, New Jersey. I'm stepping back on New York. I don't know if any gambling's allowed in New York, Bill. So be lingering on that one, but we'll check in on that.
Why
And
not?
I don't know. I just it's the law, dude. It's just how it is.
I thought it was legal in New York now. What the
I don't
fuck's
know.
going on?
I don't know. It's just how it is. Problem 1-800 gambler. You know the rules. That's just how it goes. You get 2 risk free bets up to $2,000 when you do that. So go ahead and do that. That's fun and all. Oh yeah, like I said, that was it. That was it on the gambling. Last little thing, if we want to revisit it at all, was just because everyone seems to be making a bit of a hoopla about it. We talked about it. It seemed pretty light. We didn't maybe I guess we just weren't aware of how just how chaotic I guess the Indianapolis Colts front office is right now, and just how there seems to be in shambles. You know, the hiring of this Jeff Saturday situation, everyone again kind of freaking out, just considering that it was brought to my attention that no one currently on the Colts coaching staff has called a play higher than the high school level of football
Oh,
games. So seems to be a bit of an issue right there. I know Jeff Saturday. I think he's not taking control of calling plays necessarily. So just organizing that. Uh, or an interesting note that I also heard today, playing up against the Raiders this week. He has Devonte Adams on his fantasy team, so we're probably gonna see no double teams on Devonte Adams. He's probably gonna get 15 catches for 250 yards and 4 scores, and Jeff Saturday's gonna be like, I don't know what happened. We tried, man. I don't know, but again, there's so many sound bites from that press conference with the hiring. If you caught any of it, uh, a lot of it was just it's not rocket science or whatever. Basically, you know, alluding to it's not that hard to fucking coach and call plays for a football
yeah,
team.
okay.
It is, you know. Uh, I think he also compared it to like build manufacturing sausages or something like that. So that's that. And then, again, the other one, the big one that everyone was talking about the other day was just he doesn't have the fear. He doesn't have the fear of a head coach just yet. So he's not going to be relying on analytics. He's just going to be calling the plays and doing what he thinks is right. Is what Jim Irsay again was kind of alluding to when hiring Jeff Saturday. Uh, I don't know if other people were maybe pissed off that for good reason. This guy basically coming off the street has been an ESPN analyst. He doesn't have any sort of college or professional head coaching experience. And all of a sudden, he has no experience. And now he's your boss. And if you're in that sort of realm, if you were probably a co or whatever it would be, a head coach or an assistant coach, you think you're in line for the head coaching job. Nope, you're just some guy that used to play for the Colts and Jim Irsay just really fucking trusts. So that kind of sucks. I don't think anyone's really uh, focusing on maybe a racial issue. I'm sure this is what always seems to be what happens when a new head coach is hired and he seems to be white. They always go with, oh, there's a coach of color that seems to be in a better position to actually, you know, more qualified for this job. So it doesn't seem to be that doesn't seem to be the big headline wah 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 thing. It's just the idea that I guess he's just that underdeveloped. He just had zero experience whatsoever on this end. So again, I don't know if it was just us underselling it and not understanding at the time of how bad this move truly was. And I don't have any. We don't know any Colts fans personally that are sitting here kicking dirt or pissed off that would like we would know that we'd have the inside scoop about this. So I don't know what anyone's feelings on that. I can understand if you feel like if you are a Colts fan, you're like, oh, my fucking team is just in shambles. Like if they're just giving up on the season, the team, the franchise in general, you could justify that, I suppose, but damn, I didn't really expect this just from one single hiring. Uh, all this fucking hoopla can just come up all about. So, again, did you want to anything that you wanted to revisit? Anything you didn't say the last time that we were talking about this?
Yeah, my first reaction was just why?
Yeah,
Honestly, why? Like he just doesn't have the experience, and he was an amazing player. Don't get me wrong. He's gonna go down. He already has gone down as one of the best centers of all
yeah, he's
time.
already in the
Uh,
Ring of Honor. I think he's already in. You think
exactly.
he's already a Hall of Famer, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah, I think yeah he is, and
So
he's definitely one of the best, one of the smartest football players of all time. So that's definitely a plus right there. But managing these players, coaching these young guys, it's just it's. I think it's going to be a lot for him, and I know some people were like, "Oh, he was already in the locker room. He knows what it takes." There is a big difference in my mind between being a player and being a coach of a football team. Just because you had some NFL experience and you were in a locker room and you were a leader, on the team as a player for multiple years doesn't necessarily translate and means you're automatically going to be a good coach in the NFL. So I wish him the best of luck. It doesn't matter who coaches that team right now. They're in fucking shambles. Everything's falling apart in Indy. And they need to fucking I don't know. Their head coaching isn't gonna fix anything
that's
this
the
year. That
least of their
it's
worries right
exactly.
now. I mean, between
It's
a
not gonna fix
QB,
anything.
yeah, between a QB that just can't make completions to their wide receivers, you got an underperforming offensive line that you've paid out the wazoo, and they're like I just said, they're not getting the job done. To no fault, to not again, it's not Jonathan Taylor's fault that his ankle is hurt, but it's just another piling issue that your star running back isn't playing right now, and you got to rely on a guy like Deion Jackson. You just got rid of Naeem Hines, who could have been a valuable asset right now, considering he's a very good pass catcher. But you went ahead and you dumped him for, I think you got Zach Moss in return, who isn't any much of a talent by any means. He's just another guy that you can have there that can just take some sort of snaps, I guess. But yeah, this team is awful, just in all sorts of directions. The only bright spot, I guess, you can couple of key guys probably on the defensive side, and Michael Pittman Jr. is about it. But I mean, Jonathan Taylor again, but he's just not there right now. He's just hurt. So this, yeah, that was a very good point. Just yeah, them worrying about this head coaching issue, while it's a big part, and it's no fucking laughing matter, but yeah, it's the least of their problems. It seems to be right now, just in terms of being on paper. Yeah, I wish him the best of luck too. Maybe he does, turn some heads, and he's not going to be doing the play calling right now, but he's the type of guy where, yeah, he could probably change the outlook, maybe get some better morale out of these guys and whatnot. Just make some frowns turn upside down, I suppose. I don't know. He can get in there, make some heads turn and whatnot. But I'm not going to be sitting here and saying the Colts season has changed. Today, mark this day as the day that the Colts are officially contenders in any sort of way. No, that doesn't change anything in any sort of way. So,
Yeah, for some
um,
reason, when I think of Jeff Saturday as a coach, and I'm not putting him on this level yet, but I just think of like Mike Vrabel, like a
yeah.
former player. He's gonna know how to connect with the players. He's gonna be a cool
Well,
guy in the locker room. He's gonna be a friendly dude. But I don't know if that'll exactly
yeah.
translate to being like
He's gonna
a
fall
fucking
somewhere. He's gonna
yeah,
fall somewhere between Mike Vrabel and Dan Campbell in terms
yeah.
of just success. You know,
Honestly,
you want to be the Dan Campbell where you're very very animated. You're involved in these players and they trust you and they love you and they got your back and you got theirs, but you also want the success of fucking Mike Vrabel, who's been to an AFC championship, right? Am I right? Am I just right? You were
yeah.
right there.
Honestly, yeah. It's
Number
gonna
one.
he's gonna be one of those two guys
Yeah,
right
he's a
there.
number one seed. So yeah, he's
Perfect
definitely
comparison.
yes. You got to fall in between there. You want to fall maybe right in the middle where you're getting some success, but you got the respect of your guys, and you're not fucking on the hot seat every 2 seconds. But this is just an interim job. This might be just for the year before they actually figure something out. I don't. I don't. I mean, obviously, this is the next few games. There's gonna be a hard stretch for the Colts. I don't know off the top of my head, but these this is gonna be just some games for Jeff Saturday to actually Are you going to get an extension, or was this just a fuck around time for the Colts? We'll see about that. Again,
Every game is going to be a
every
tough game for
yeah.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Maybe it was just a slow media day and everyone wanted to make a fucking big something out of nothing with Jeff Saturday being hired, but that definitely it shocked a lot of people just hearing live reactions on podcasts. I listened to, like, between fantasy football podcasts, gambling podcasts, and just got, like, Barstool guys that like to fuck around, like Pardon My Take and whatnot, just getting live reactions to that shit during the day. It was fun to just get different perspectives and just be some were just audibly gassed, didn't know what to think about at that particular time, and some were just freaking out, saying the Colts are fucking done and everything like that. So, I mean, yeah, you got a bunch of different opinions. It's fun. That's just the world of sports.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think all in all, that about wraps up 137. I don't think we got really anything else on the day that we went through the Lions and Bears preview. That's thought it'd be good. Like you said, in a summed up in all words, Bears just gotta fucking come down, lay the smack down upon thee, and just beat the shit out of the Lions. Hopefully you ride with our picks and go ahead and enjoy the games and all and whatnot. Everything else, like we usually do, like we usually say, thank you thank you, Troy, for tuning in and always sending in your stuff like that, always involved. And I hope you take your notes, but to everyone else,
Start Cole Komet, Alan.
yeah, start Cole
Trust me.
Komet.
Do
Yeah,
it.
take some
He
notes. Yeah,
scored. He scored 1 2 weeks ago. He scored 2 last week. He's gonna score 4 this Sunday. He's just gonna keep doubling it for you. Trust me.
yeah, that's
And
math.
hey, Alan, the fucking Turkey Bowl is right around the corner. Make sure you pick up some stickum.
A little bit of the spider tack there. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. But to everybody else, like we usually say, thank you for liking, subscribing, tuning in, sharing it if you can. Just listening is always fun, and always seeing that little like next to shit is always brings joys to our heart as well.
It
Points
makes
bet.
my nipples hard.
Oh yeah. Points bet code SYS9. When people sign up, that makes my nipples hard. So go ahead and do
Mm.
that. And but if not, enjoy your week and everything. Good luck in fantasy to everyone and all that. But
Except Mike
yeah.
Fitz.
Oh yeah,
The greatest
exactly.
rivalry in all of fantasy football renewed this weekend. Bill and Fitz, I'm coming for your jugular, bitch.
Oh yeah. There you go. Exactly. So take care. We'll see you next time. Woo, take care.
See you guys later.